Hey everybody, welcome to Rants. I'm your host Ryan Shed, and I'm excited. I have a good friend of mine with me today, Jess, also known as Getting Shiggy with It on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and all of those things.
I'm back on Twitter, people.
She's back on Twitter, people. Watch out. So, Jess, thank you so much for being here with me.
Thanks, Ryan.
How are you
Anytime.
doing?
I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, for a Tuesday. Been
I know, like having a show on a Tuesday, that's one of the worst days possible. It's right after Monday, but you still have like 4 days left.
Yeah, well, I do mine on Thursday sometimes, and sometimes I'm like, why do I do this to myself at the end of the week?
True. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll take my Tuesdays. So with that being said, before we get into talking about you, which is why you're here, I also have a hodgepodge of other things for us to talk about afterwards. But I also want to start with, I thought this video just warmed my heart personally, and I hope it does for you and everybody else. But this was Kamala talking about COVID, and she got a response from somebody in the audience. Here we go.
Virtually every person who is in the hospital right now, sick with COVID-19, where their families are sitting by the bed, holding their hand, almost every one of those persons is unvaccinated. Almost every one of them is unvaccinated. Let the children speak.
What'd you think of that?
Oh my gosh. It is so nice to have an administration that is real.
Yeah.
Like to see her, I don't even know if I could pull off the top of my head a time where I ever saw Mike Pence smile in public. And he didn't do a lot of public appearances, let's be honest. Like he wasn't.
It didn't seem like he did it.
No, like and it's been more recent that I've been like more heavily involved in politics, but like I followed the 2016 election more than I probably followed any other election and administration because of just the circus that it was. And it's like, it is so nice to see a president and a vice president laugh and engage with the public and not gaslight them and just be like an authentic person.
Yes, I agree. You know, because they both, sorry, I was texting Jen to get the dog.
Dog problems. I mean, Daphne might bust in through this door and we might have a surprise guest.
Oh my God, the puppy's been fine for hours. But no, I totally agree. I've been, I make no secret of it that Biden wasn't my first choice out of all the options that we had in the beginning.
Me neither.
But that being said, I've been pleasantly surprised with most of his decisions.
Yeah.
I don't think most people can argue that he was a positive presence on the international stage last week.
Yep.
And that's what we needed. And in the first 5 months, I think, considering the crisis he inherited, and we're not going to blame anybody for it here. I'm just saying he inherited a crisis. I think he's done fairly well with both the economic and the pandemic side of things. So, I look forward to seeing what the administration does moving forward. I'm going to hate to see Jen Psaki go, though.
I know. Oh, I love her. And like I love that she just irritates the conservatives so much because they're so used to being gaslit and being fed lies and BS that whenever she says I'll have to circle back, it like makes their little tiny heads explode. But it's like that. It's the same if you think about customer service, good customer service, or good like client relationships. If you don't know the answer to something, you say, I don't know the answer to that. I'm going to go find it for you and I'll get back to you. And that's what you do. Like if you're a client or an account manager, that you don't lie to your client. No. So it's so funny to see, like, tell me you don't know how business should work without telling me. Like, that is what she is supposed to do.
Yes.
But then when Fox News ever asks her a question, she just absolutely eats them alive.
It's the head tilt before she goes in for the kill for me.
Yeah.
Did
I just hear you right? Okay. Let me go.
And sometimes it's not even like it's before the question even gets asked. She knows when she's calling on the Fox or whoever. She just does the head tilt like, oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah. Yep. Oh God. Yeah. I'm going to miss her. I mean, I look forward to seeing who else comes in.
Do you think it's going to be Karine Jean-Pierre? Do you think that's who they're grooming?
I mean,
I'm hoping.
I think it's a possibility. I think that would be really neat. I think that would be great. And like, that's the whole like dichotomy between the Trump administration and the Biden administration. Like Biden wasn't my first choice either. I wanted Bernie, but like seeing from the G7 pictures from when Trump went and pictures from when Biden went, and like the body language and the facial expressions, and just like you can just tell from a still photo just the absolute difference between them. But I think that that's the case in everything, that like each difference that these two administrations have is there's diversity and respect, and people are more personable in this administration, and it shows with like every single interaction. And I think it's really refreshing. It's starting to make,
and I think it's starting to make a difference and shift in, you know, I know we still have a big problem with the conservatives and the extremists and everything, but I think there are people in the center that are starting to get swayed, you know, Biden's way because of everything you just said. Like, you know, you can only sit back and deny for so long before you go, okay, you know, you may not agree with everything, but this dude's trying. Yeah. He's trying the best he can. He's not biting on all the ridiculous questions that people are trying to hook him on. Like, you know, he's doing a good job. Yeah. And, you know,
I agree. Even last week, I think it was at the G7 or when he got back or whatever, when that CNN reporter asked him that question about Putin, and he kind of like not went off on her necessarily.
Oh, you mean where he came back?
Yeah. And he's like, that's not what I said.
That's not what I said. Let me set you straight.
Here comes Daphne. Do we want to make an appearance since we're going to bust into my office? We love a good guest. Surprise guest.
Surprise guests are always welcome. Hello.
She just wants to lay at my feet. So here we go.
And the puppy will just sit here and bark. So yeah.
She'll just lay at my feet. Where he like stood up for himself and corrected her, and like, was it the nicest way to do it?
It was assertive. I mean, it was
assertive.
You know,
and then he apologized. What a shock. Because that's what real adults do.
Yeah.
You know?
But again, at the end of the, I personally like the clap back, you know, the way he snapped back. Like, no, that's not what I said. And I'm gonna firmly correct you on the public stage so that the concern, you know, he kind of took it away.
Can spin it.
Yeah, he kind of knew that was what was happening, and he went and gave the left a nice soundbite to be able to counter that with and be like, no, that's not what he said. Yeah, you know, here's how he corrected that.
Yeah, like you're right. Like he did it in a firm, assertive way without embarrassing the person. Although I'm sure the person
still gonna feel a little embarrassed.
Like the president just raised his voice at you to correct you, but also like your question was kind of stupid. So, but like think about if someone would have done that to Trump in a different scenario and the way that he would have reacted to that.
Yeah, it would have been nuclear.
Reporter.
It would have been nuclear.
So, yeah, it would have, and it would have just been misogynistic or.
I don't know how we got on. I don't know how we got on a 10-minute conversation from me showing. I'm only on number 1 on my outline. It was just the Kamala video.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about you before we get on to the other crazy stuff going on. So you started a podcast, which you were kind enough to have me on. And can you tell us? I want you to tell me what made you start it.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is also streaming from my channel, which is the Shig Show. You can find me on TikTok at Getting Shiggy with it. Like, I can't get all my handles to match up for some reason. So, like, someone already has this on Instagram, even though they don't use the handle. So it's like Getting Shiggy TikTok, and then the Shig Show on Twitter, because I'm finally allowed back on Twitter. I just had to start over. Because I called Candace Owens not a very nice name, and they perma-banned me from Twitter. So I'm gonna be a little nicer moving forward. But TikTok pisses me off. So there's just constant problems with TikTok. I mean, yesterday I had all kinds of problems where people were body shaming me, and I was responding to them with sounds that were approved and on the app, and they took it down for bullying and harassment. Even though I would like block out the person's name, I wouldn't tag them in the video. I'm using a funny sound, and they're taking things down left and right. But you know, I can have people that are doxing me and giving out my personal information and calling me derogatory names, and none of their stuff comes down. So
I've had one where recently where it was a video that I put up, and literally the original poster's video had 7.5 million likes, and I just took that and did a what was it, a duet, and they literally took it down.
Yeah, like even yesterday and today, I had things go into auto review, and they were automatically given a community guidelines violation without even being released. And it's like,
that's why
I know I toe the line, so I'm not here to like play victim of like, I'm so nice. I know I'm not nice. I know I'm not nice, but it's just the inconsistency and hypocrisy that goes on TikTok, and I want to quit it so bad, but I just can't. Like, there's something mentally wrong with me, I guess, where I just like cannot stop because the interface is so good. Like, it's so easy.
That's one of the things that has kept me on, but I'm starting to slowly learn how to use iMovie, and Jen bought me a new Mac, so I'm using that now. So I'm slowly starting to learn how to edit videos without it, but it's just so easy to do a quick video with cuts and effects and everything. Like, you get really good at it. You can
reply to comments, stitch people. So it's great, but like it's just too automated. So like what you said is I can use a sound not directed towards anyone in particular that has 7,000 other videos with that sound on it, but mine gets taken down. And I'm not trying to say anyone's necessarily targeting me, but
we're getting targeted. I'll say it. We're getting targeted.
So with that said, like, you and Nikki and my other friends have been like super inspirational with what you guys are doing, and YouTube has like a great reach. And even though I'm like just getting started, I don't have like all that many followers. I just thought that would be a good way to get messaging out. The Shorts is okay. I've uploaded some videos to Shorts. It's not that great compared to TikTok.
Yeah, it needs
with
some
the
work.
User interface. And I like being able to have conversations with people where you can do a live, but it doesn't stay up afterwards on TikTok. You have to like take the recording and upload it to your YouTube anyways. And you can only live with one other person, where on StreamYard, you can do multiple people and have all kinds of fun stuff across the screen. And so that's kind of why I started it. It was like partially my hate for TikTok, but also just trying to find like other creative ways to connect with people, including my friends, but maybe other people that aren't on TikTok, or they're on YouTube more because they get a notification, where like TikTok notifications aren't all that great. So just trying to be creative with it. So,
and I think too, the censorship is one of the reasons, that we're all shifting. It's just because I can put the same thing up on Instagram, on Twitter, and it doesn't get taken down. And if it's not getting taken down on Twitter, like, it really shouldn't be getting taken down on TikTok.
Correct.
Personal.
And I put up I put up a lot of stuff on my Instagram, but mostly I put up stuff that gets taken down off of TikTok. And one time something got taken down from Instagram, and I think it was a fluke because it was like for nudity, and I was definitely fully clothed.
There was definitely no nudity. Yeah.
I mean, one of my responses yesterday got taken down for nudity. I had a tank top on, and so I made a response video, and I said, "I'm sorry, TikTok, am I not underaged enough to be in a tank top on your app?" Because that seems to be
stings because
the
it's
rule.
True. So let me ask you, have you enjoyed the journey so far?
Yeah. So like I can sit up here and complain all I want. The reason why I can't get off TikTok is because of all the awesome people I've met, including you. We would have never met. Let's be honest. Like,
Nope.
I've met, and I actually got to meet her in person. Her name's Allison. She's a lawyer in Georgia, and we got to have brunch after we were both fully vaccinated.
Oh, cool.
So it was nice because we're like an hour apart from each other.
Yeah.
But like, would her and I have met in real life? Probably not. Like she lives, well, poor her. She lives in Marjorie Taylor Greene's district.
Hey, no, not for her. That just means that she can vote for Marcus Flowers.
Yes, exactly. So, and I don't. I live more towards the city. And so it's just been, that's what's really kept me engaged, even when I'm really frustrated, is like I have created so many great relationships with people who enjoy the same things as me. We cheer each other on. We can complain and talk about the problems that we're going through because of TikTok, and we understand each other. And my husband's probably outside the room right now or watching. And I love you, babe, but you don't get it. You don't get it. Okay. You don't understand the emotional baggage.
Yeah.
Yes. And Maggie said, we need to create a support group for the spouses of all of us TikTokers.
There's some truth to that. There's some truth to that because usually Jen does really good about staying out of it. Like she usually doesn't even read the comments, you know, or she focuses on the positive comments for me. Like that's how she is. But every once in a while, yeah, she'll get involved and get spun up, you know, and whatnot. But yeah, she gets it, but she gets annoyed with how much it upsets me sometimes.
That's it. So Ken's like, why are you doing it if it upsets you so much? And I think you and I, getting to know you over the last couple of months, we're really similar, that like we're passionate about what we do, and we're passionate about justice. And so when these injustices are happening, like our videos are being removed while hate speech stays up, we take it almost like personally in a way. I don't think it's not like, oh, I necessarily did something wrong, but like the injustice is really like that trigger for me. Mm-hmm. And I can kind of spin with it a little longer than I probably should. And that's where Ken gets frustrated with it, is because he's like, well, if this is making you so upset that you're losing sleep, is it really worth it?
Yeah.
Which I've had to think about. Some days I'm like, I don't know if it's worth it, but it's also like, I do feel like I'm making an impact.
Yes.
I feel like calling people out, and actually right before we got on here, of course, someone that's been stalking me for months and isn't supposed to be. So if you're watching this, you're breaking your military no contact order, sister. She just keeps creating new accounts, and she's like, you're bullying and harassing people. And it's like, holding people accountable for their crappy actions and their hate speech and the things that they're doing is not bullying. Just a little PSA. So, though, yeah, I could go on and on, but
here's my thing. Don't complain about the tactics that are being used against you when you use those same tactics.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, you want to call it bullying, but you're doing the same thing.
Exactly.
And not to play the whataboutism thing, but at the end of the day, you're not going to sit there and hold me to a higher standard than you hold yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I know that we're all doing good work by calling it out, by holding people accountable. It's not bullying.
I don't think so. At the end of the day, I think there's a fine line. Let me say that.
Yeah, there is.
I think, I think there's a way, and I think usually you seem to master this. I don't think I do, but there's a way, I think, to come in, make your point, make your video, make your point, and then pull back and just let it lie. Let it do its thing, and let everybody have their conversation and freak out in the comments and do what they do, but you just walk away from it, move on to the next topic. And that's where I think the power kind of comes in.
Yeah. When I haven't always been great at that, I'll admit it.
No,
but I'm learning, I'm still learning. And sometimes that's where that like injustice gets me, is like, I want to stick it to this person. They have wronged me. They
So
have
bad.
wronged others.
So
And that's
bad.
that's where I'm still, it's a work in progress. Like, we haven't had TikTok for all that long. So trying to learn how to navigate kind of this like social activism work it's tough, and it's emotionally and physically and mentally exhausting at times.
And we are also, at least I'm going to speak for myself. For me, it's been hard because people that you thought were good people, they turn out to, behind closed doors or even very publicly on social media, they end up not being that trustworthy.
Yeah.
Or they end up not really, having the agenda that they portray that really isn't the agenda that it seems that they, that they're going after.
Oh yeah. And I had that happen where someone reposted a friends only video of mine, and they were a smaller account. But it was a video helping a fellow person, and notifying everyone that someone that's dangerous is back on TikTok, and keep an eye out for their account, and don't tag them and all of this. And they screen recorded it and posted it and tagged the person in it. And I'm like she is now blocked, this person that did that. But it's things like that of like, wow, opening my eyes. We've talked about this offline, like being careful about who you let into your inner circle.
Yep.
And it's all, sometimes it requires some hard lessons.
It does, but you just learn them and move on. That's all we can really do. And I truly believe at the end of the day that most people will see the truth.
Yeah.
We all know there's my side, there's your side, and then somewhere in the middle is the unbiased truth.
Yep.
And I think most people see that at the end of the day. They're able to find that unbiased truth. So sometimes you just got to sit back and let it play out. And for me personally, that is like the hardest thing to do, is to just sit back and just let it go. But hey, I've gotten to the point now where it's like, if I got to delete the app off my phone, for a few days, I'll do that, because it's torture.
Like go private, which brings on other problems. Like I had to do that for a while when I was being harassed and mass reported, and I just went on private, and I just had to deal with people being like, oh, you're on private. And it's like, you have 5 followers. You don't know what you're talking about.
Well, like,
and I have to do what's best for me.
Well, you do it. I went private for, I think, 2 weeks not long ago. And I think for me, I did it, of course, for me. Part of it was I was just tired of the harassment. But also it's like, okay, we have built this account. We've built this platform of ours. And if your account suddenly starts getting mass reported, what are you supposed to do? Just sit there and let people destroy your account? No,
exactly. And that's
you're going to protect it. And that's what it is at the end of the day, but I'll say it too. It was also to stop, for me, it was also to stop the commenting, the ridiculousness. Absolutely. But it was also, and more importantly, done to protect my account.
Yep. Oh yeah. I feel you on that one. And it's sad that TikTok is set up the way that it is, that allows that, of like just their whole reporting system of, you can be like, I was mass reported last week or the week before because I called someone out and they sent all their minions over from the other side, not on the same side as us, but and I was completely thrown out of the algorithm. Like I was lucky if I hit 1,000 views, and I have 108,000 followers.
Yeah.
Like you're not even going to give me 10% views.
Yeah.
So it's sad that TikTok has created this environment that allows those kinds of things to happen, but it is a capitalistic society, and they're going to do whatever makes them the most money. They could not care less about things like that, unfortunately.
And I think when they start doing the pay to play, I think that's when we're really going to see a shift in how everything.
I've already seen it. The amount of sponsored posts I've seen on my For You page that have literally nothing to do with my interests.
Oh yeah.
And the lives that show up, like nothing on my For You page, nothing but conservatives on live show up for me. And I'm like, I don't interact with these people. Like maybe I stitch them every so often, but like I'm not liking, I'm not really commenting all that much. Like, why are you showing me this? And I'm like, they have to be paying to get their live on people's pages, or TikTok's like, ooh, controversy.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, let's get them to really throw their account out the window.
Exactly. So I don't think they're not going to fix it. So
I don't think so either.
Nah, we just have to find other ways.
So here's the most important question so far. Who's been your favorite guest on the show so far?
Oh God, you.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
but honestly, I think everyone
that's cool people on.
Everyone that's watching knows how Ryan is, and I invited Ryan on my first show because I know that he's comfortable doing these. He knows what he's doing. We talked about this offline. It's important to kind of curate your guests to ensure that they are a part of your brand. They're an extension of your brand. You want a good show. And so like you took an hour out of your day that same day just to make sure that I felt comfortable using StreamYard and YouTube and all of that. And like that, you didn't have to do that. And I know you didn't have to do that. That's just like your heart. And so that was probably the best part about, not only was it my first show, which was really exciting, but you helped me feel extra comfortable with kind of like what I was doing. I tried to teach myself as much as I could, but it was just nice, like having that beforehand, going into it, feeling confident. And then that show was just so fun with the four of you guys.
It was.
Like, it was just so, I could have kept talking for an hour. That was just so much fun.
It did not, but just like this, we're almost at a half hour. It does not feel like we've been talking for a half hour.
Exactly. But my second episode was really great because I had all women and they're ex-conservatives. And a lot of them are working through their faith journey with like the Republicans and the Republican Christianity. So that was a really good conversation as well, just because it was interesting topics.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it was a good show. I thought it was a great first show, and you didn't even need me to bail you out at all. You handled everything. You did the comments. You worked everything. It was great. I'm really excited to see what you're doing with the show. I keep saying it. I love seeing, people from our circle, everybody starting something, because we're all frustrated with TikTok very similarly. And we want to build this platform, bigger than just TikTok.
Yeah.
And Nikki and I were talking about that. Because I have the following that I do on Twitter, I have something else to fall back on. So it's a little easier for me to ignore TikTok because I can go over and hang out with my TikTok or my Twitter family and kind of, work that account and, get that going again. And that's pretty much what I did the last time. When I shut TikTok down, I went to Twitter. And sure enough, my Twitter started blowing up again because I was paying attention to it.
Yeah.
So it's just managing, but we're all building platforms outside of TikTok, and I love to see it.
Yeah, me too.
So and that's the important thing too. You brought up a really good point about curating your guests, because one of the things that I'm starting to pay attention to is I really want to get to know somebody just a little bit before I have them on the show.
Yeah.
Just because I've had, I think, one guest now where it's like, ooh, really wish I hadn't had them on, and it's just, you have to kind of pick that apart. And like you said, make sure that it's somebody that you're not going to regret having on the show in 3 months. But, at the same time, we can't be responsible for every single person's choice in life just because we had them on a 1 hour show either. So
true.
There is
very
that. True. Okay. So let me see what else I got for you personally before we move on to the craziness. So what gives you your greatest fulfillment on social media? Like we've talked about what makes us feel like crap. What makes you, what keeps you there? Why do you keep doing it?
I mean, again, it kind of goes back to the personal relationships I've built with other creators. A lot of us have each other's like personal cell phone numbers, and we text and voice chat and all of that. And that brings me a lot of joy. So besides that, it feels good when someone comments like, you made my day today.
Yeah.
You know, like or when TikTok kicks me out of the algorithm and people are like, oh my God, you showed up on my For You page today. That makes me so happy.
You're like, yay.
And it's like, I'm like, finally.
Yeah.
Or people say like, when I open TikTok, I go to your page and I watch the videos that you've made for the day.
Yeah.
And it's just, it feels good. I mean, I think as humans, we all want that like likability, someone likes me kind of thing. I don't find my worth in it. I don't sit there and like, oh my God, this video only got 100 likes today. Like I could not care less about that. But if I made someone laugh that day, or I made someone aware of something that maybe they weren't aware of, like a breaking news or whatever, that feels really good too. And then also, and I'm gonna make like a little plug, so I hope you don't
plug away. That's what you're on the show for.
Yeah. So like a bunch of us have a group chat, and like 2 weeks ago, Matt, who was on my show with you, USMC Angry Veteran, we've become very good friends. He texted all of us like really early in the morning. He was like, you got to watch this video. It's from a veteran. He said last night it was going to be his last video, like very much concerning text. And we all stopped what we were doing and we found him somehow. Like I found his phone number, like Googling whatever info I had on him. And we made sure that he got a wellness check. He's in Minnesota. His name's Anthony. And through just checking on him and being like, hey man, we're here. We have other veterans that can help you. We learned that he's about to lose his farm. And we're almost there. I'm actually going to do a live on Thursday to hopefully help raise the rest of the money. But it's like the fact that we could all come together and raise, he needed $14,000 and we're at 10 in like a 2-week period.
Okay, Jess. Hang on a second. So let me ask you, when I text you a few hours ago and I said, hey, I'm finishing the outline, is there anything that you want me to add to it? And you were like, no, I'm down for whatever. That would have been a good addition to, so I could have put a link or something, for people to go to. So
you're right. You can just come to my TikTok or I have a link in my link tree on my TikTok. So, but I'm going to do a live on Thursday and a bunch of us keep updating. But like Anthony, that's why I do what I do. Like all the BS that I go through and the horrible people on the other side that take this to a whole new level. Like we're about to save this vet's farm and he's been keeping us updated by this happening. He's been able to reconnect with his son and his grandson that he hasn't seen, and they came over this weekend. And it's just like, I would have never met Anthony, and it's tragic kind of how we met, but we've been able to flip it to something really positive and something that brings meaning back to his life. And I don't know him. Like, we message on TikTok and he keeps me updated and all of that. But it's like, that's really what I need to remember on a daily basis of like, there's all these opportunities to help other people. And like, I'm a very fortunate person and I recognize that. And so to be able to use that to help somebody else who is in a less fortunate position, that's what really does keep me going, besides like my friendships. But
being able to leverage our platforms, in a positive way to help somebody else, and it doesn't have to be a veteran, but to just to be able to help, somebody else, just somebody that, fell on your radar for whatever reason, you decide you want to help them, that's something good that we can do with our platforms, and I applaud everybody that does it. I've taken a step back from like even pushing my merch and stuff because I know I'm going to be begging for money for the campaign so soon. I feel like I can't beg for people to buy my merch and beg for campaign funds. So I had to pick one. So, but if you still want to buy my stuff, that's awesome.
Yeah. He has great merch.
But yeah, we just need to keep pushing. I know it sucks. And I know that we both, one of the pieces of advice I gave you before your first show was get ready, for some of the pushback.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, we just got to kind of keep taking the punches and keep moving forward, because we are making a difference. You know, you are helping somebody, and you know, at the end of the day, if that's all we get out of this social media endeavor, that's enough.
Oh yeah, like if TikTok were to shut down tomorrow for whatever reason, like I can sit here and say that I made a positive difference. Even like the other day, it was a little boy's birthday, and someone randomly came across the mom's video on TikTok. She doesn't have very many followers, and he's autistic. And she just said, I would really appreciate if anyone could send a video so that he has something to watch on his birthday.
Oh, that's cool.
And she ended up with 250 videos to show him. So it's like, it's things like that. And like, I would be happy with the things that I've accomplished on social media if for some reason the rug was pulled out from under me at any point. So
same. All right. So everybody, if you're listening, watching, make sure you go follow the Shig Show on YouTube. You can catch her first episode, which had me on it. So you know the first episode was already good. Yeah. But no, we had several other great people on there. We had Mikey and
Donesh,
Matt, and Donesh, which I that was the first time I think I'd been on a show with him.
I love him.
I really enjoyed talking to him. I need to have him on my show.
Oh yeah, and he's doing some really great work on his TikTok account too.
He always has, though.
He is like advocating for, like, I don't know, I don't want to get into too much, but people that are abusing their children, and like calling them out and just making it clear what's okay and what's not. And he's doing some really good activism work on his page. Yeah,
I agree. All right. So let's move on to some of the craziness that's going on. I don't know if you caught this, but some Catholic bishops are trying to deny Biden communion.
And other politicians. Yeah. But they're like, of course they're focusing on Biden, but they're trying to make it sound better by saying any politician that believes. Yeah.
But of course, it's about Biden.
Yeah, of course.
So I've got this video, and then I've got a little something to add after it. But this was actually before. I think this video was the day before the Catholic bishops all officially voted. You know, to what did they? It's like a censure, basically, is what they're trying to do.
It's a slap on the wrist.
It's a slap. It's ridiculous. But okay, so let's. I'm just going to play a quick video.
Okay. The Catholic bishops are moving on this resolution that would prevent you and others who've supported abortion from receiving communion. Are you concerned about the rift in the Catholic Church, and how do you feel personally about that?
That's a private matter, and I don't think that's going to happen. Thank you.
I love him.
I mean, right? Like, first off, we're not going to talk about, you know, my religious that my religion stuff. That's personal, you know. But since you're asking, I think it's, you know, it's like, I think it's ridiculous. Yeah. You know. And with that being said, I wanted to put this up and read it. So this is something I saw the other day. Did you see it?
I saw this today.
So it says, ban Viagra. Impotence is God's will. Yep. I don't want my tax dollars paying for your erection. If pregnancy is God's will, then so is impotence.
I detect no lies.
No lies detected there.
Nope.
You know, this is why I personally still struggle with organized religion. Like, I'm a Catholic. You know, I tell people all the time, I'm a Catholic. I believe in God. But, you know, we're talking about politics. We're talking about public policy. We're talking about all these things that has absolutely nothing to do with my personal religious beliefs. Yep. You know, and to see them, the church really insert themselves into politics in this way, knowing the benefits that they get, you know, not paying taxes or anything like that, but you still have this massive influence in politics.
Exactly. So that, and I grew up atheist. You can hear a little bit about my story on my second episode. And so I guess I still consider myself a Christian, but I'm really struggling with, like, I don't belong to a church anymore because of a lot of reasons having to do with politics and the way people are behaving and a lot of the hypocrisy around it. And my belief is if it's not separation between church and state, and you want to get your business up in politics, then you can pay taxes.
Amen.
That's the rule. Like, that's literally the reason why you guys are tax exempt, is because you are not to meddle in the business of the United States government. And now you're literally breaching that agreement. So pay up.
Pay up.
Because I would like some free healthcare, personally.
Yeah, the infrastructure plan would suddenly get paid for.
Exactly, or like student loan debt, or and everyone's entitled to their own opinion on all of that, of course. But it's like, just tax them then. Like, and it's frustrating listening to.
You got to pay to play.
Yeah, it's like you listen to these politicians. Like, I think even DeSantis said it the other day of like, well, that doesn't go with my religion. And it's like, it doesn't, I don't care. Like, do you like the Constitution or not? Could you just make your mind up? Because you keep saying that you love the Constitution, but then you completely contradict the Constitution.
I'm convinced at this point that the Constitution that they are all reading has been redacted for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they're only
which version did you order on Amazon? like sometimes
the student edition.
Yeah. I'm like, they're like the 3rd grade edition, and it's this big, and they pull it out of their pocket like they're doing something, and then they can't read it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it is it's infuriating. Okay. I love Biden's response.
Yeah.
At least he didn't like tear gas an entire crowd and then hold the Bible upside down when he was asked. I read somewhere
that he apparently didn't hold it upside down on Snoops or something.
No, I'm pretty sure he did.
I thought so too.
It doesn't matter. He could have held it up right side, left side. He still tear gas people for
Americans. Yeah.
He couldn't recite one line out of that book.
Yep. So speaking of interesting individuals, you know who Nate Silvester is?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh God.
So for anybody who might not know who this guy is, I was actually in a couple news articles because of this dude. And so Nate Silvester's the cop that went after LeBron James for demanding accountability after it was the I don't remember her name, but it was the lady or the girl that was going to stab somebody and the cop shot her.
Yeah, I think Micaiah Bryant. I might be saying that wrong, so I apologize.
Nope, I think that's her name. Yeah. So thank you. But anyway, so it was after that, and LeBron James had tweeted out, accountability with a photo or something like that. And this particular individual who was a cop was sitting in his cop car with his uniform on and decided to make a ridiculous, what I thought was a ridiculous video.
Horrible.
Yeah, I thought it was in very bad taste. So he made the video. A lot of us liberals took it and complained because he was in his uniform in his cop car making this video. And, it goes against policy. I mean, it would go against military policy. It'd go against police department policy, which is exactly what ended up getting him fired. But for if you don't know, he raised over $500,000 on GoFundMe over this one video, getting fired, whatever. They raised $500,000, and in the GoFundMe it said something along the lines of, don't quote me word for word, but it was like, we will be taking this money and donating it to, I don't remember what it particularly was, but they were going to be donating it to like
a charity,
police fund, something like that. So it turns out that he got called on it, that he hadn't donated said money. He then turns around and posts a receipt which was $500 donation to, it wasn't even to the police thing, wasn't it? Wasn't it a child's something or other?
Yeah.
So it was a $500 thing, and he tried to manipulate that to say that it was the full 500,000. So yeah, this.
And so when that happened, and I can't remember who it was, people called the charity to confirm when he was like, yeah, I donated all of this. So people just called up the charity and was like, hey, we just want to confirm that Nate Silvester donated this money. And they're like, yeah, he donated $500.
Yep. Like, did you really think those people weren't going to tell anybody what you really donated?
We literally got you fired, sir. Like, we can confirm if you donated money or not. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's smug. Like I know I'm smug and I'm petty, but I'm also not out here being a blatant racist. So for the things that he does, he is just a smug.
Yeah.
In his videos, and he actually stitched one of my friend Aaron, Aaron. Aaron Nine Toes is his username, because Aaron called him out and he got all up in his feelings about it.
Really?
He does not handle these things well, but he is just he comes off as the person of like, I'm untouchable. Yeah, I got fired, but I'm untouchable. I'm making money.
You're not untouchable if you got fired, dude.
Exactly. But that's like, that's just like the like ego that he has in all of his videos.
Like,
yeah.
I don't understand. But I don't understand why people donate $500,000 to this guy to begin with.
Well, I mean, how much did they raise for the bogus border wall? They're stupid.
$25 million.
That side is not smart.
No.
Okay. They are still grifting for their money to this day.
Okay, you want to talk about a good grift? Here we go. So
I love a good grift.
So the Arizona audit is going on here, which is a laughing stock of a debacle. And it turns out that there is a group of individuals, not surprisingly, that are raising money privately under a 501c3 to pay for the costs of this audit. And I think it was like $2.8 million or something like that. So I sent out a message to Katie Hobbs, who's running to be governor, but is our current Secretary of State. And I said, hey, since we now know that they're raising all this private money to pay for this audit that the taxpayers have had to fork over money for already, could we sue them to reimburse the budget, the Arizona budget, for the money that we've already paid out to pay for this audit?
Absolutely. Okay, Daphne, are you excited about this topic? Sorry for the background noise, guys.
No, it's fine. I'm barely right.
Damn dog.
I feel your okay, so the grift continues. They're raising money on any issue that they can, and of course the money never goes where it's supposed to go, and nobody ever demands to see that it goes where it's supposed to go. Like, oh, we'll donate to this dude's GoFundMe page, $500,000. Oh, we'll donate to Kyle Rittenhouse's bail fund. Like, Jesus. And then you wonder why the left is like jumping up and down, screaming, like calling you guys white supremacists. You're bailing out white kids that shoot people in the middle of the street with the cops looking on. Yeah.
I know. The fact that, like, I mean, let's be honest, the GOP has done a good job convincing poor people that other people are oppressing them. So, I mean,
that's true.
That's what they've done. So, like, your poor butt in Kentucky thinks that other poor people are stealing your money because of unemployment or Medicare or like whatever. And it's like, you don't make enough money to steal from, honey, And so I feel like this is the same thing with like even donating to Trump's legal funds, people like literally, and like the whole deal with the reoccurring payments that like literally wiped out people's bank accounts.
Yep.
Because they have convinced poor stupid people that they are making a difference somehow. Their messaging is fantastic. I mean, it's not like in the way of what they're doing morally, but they have sure convinced all of these people of something.
Oh yeah, they've got the Hitler plan down to a T.
Yeah. I mean, even Abbott, donate towards the border wall. He's asking for personal donations to pay for the border wall now. Fix your grid, sir.
Yeah. That's the kicker.
Worry about yourself.
You people can't even keep your power on, and you're worried about a freaking border wall?
Worry about yourself, sir.
You're asking the people that are paying for electricity that you can't even provide for more money to provide for a wall that you assholes said that Mexico was going to pay for in the first place? Holy crap. And then on top of it, he signed a bill, I think today or yesterday or something like that, about being not. It was supposed to be outlawing tying your dog to trees.
I made a video about that today.
And he fucking vetoed it. It was a bipartisan bill.
Oh, yeah. It was like only 2 people in the Senate and 13 people in the House, the state House, didn't agree to it. And it's like, okay, well, 100 other people did. So, and like I read, like the sheriff's offices all agreed, animal control all agreed, like everyone.
How is that
agreed.
A bad thing?
And his whole thing was, well, the government shouldn't be micromanaging how people treat their pets. Then stay out my uterus, sir.
Right?
Stay out my uterus. That is the whole hypocrisy thing. Like they can't see past their nose and they don't know their rights from their lefts because like at every turn, it's whatever fits their agenda. And it's just like, fix your power.
And about half the country believes it.
And half the country believes it. And it's just, yeah. I mean, it goes back to like they've convinced poorly educated people of things because those people don't have great critical thinking skills. And I know that sounds mean, but I deal with them on a daily basis. So I see the lack of intelligence going on with that crew.
I call people ignorant all the time and they get really upset. And I tell them this, I said, look, that's about the nicest thing I can say to you. And because, and I'm going to tell you why, because ignorance can be fixed. Yeah. Okay. Very I'm not calling you stupid. I'm calling you ignorant, meaning go pick up a book. Yeah. Go talk to somebody that was there. Yeah. Go experience it yourself before you come out and talk. Exactly. That's what I mean when I say you're being ignorant. That was an ignorant statement. Yeah. I'm not calling you stupid, even though I think there's an argument to be made. Yeah. But I'm calling you ignorant because I hope that it provokes you to hate being called that and come back to somebody like me and be like, okay, I went and read up on this. Now let's have a conversation. Yeah. All right. Now let's have a conversation.
And I've seen it on TikTok. And that's one thing that's been encouraging is I'm actually friends with a lot of people, and they're surprisingly, a lot of them are in the medical field that were Republicans before. Yep. And they've switched once they got out of their little bubble and they could actually read and research a multitude of things, not just like this one Newsmax reporter or just Tucker Carlson.
You know, like more than just the one issue that they were focused on before. Yeah,
exactly. And then I can't remember her name now, but she's so cute. She has a pixie cut and she used to be a Trump supporter. And I like just found her on TikTok. I mean, like I want to say her name is Cecilia. I'll send her to you. And she was like this avid Trump supporter, and she's completely like she still considers herself a conservative, which is fine. I'm friends with conservatives. Conservatives and Trump pumpers are 2 totally different things. And she is making TikToks about how crazy these QAnon people are. And she's like, and I used to be one of them, and I'm going to tell you why you guys are freaking nuts. And it's really refreshing to see somebody, and they treat her horribly, which is sad that like we're all treating her so much better by just because she's being honest and transparent.
We're here. Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I might still not agree with everything that you believe, but you're telling me that you're open to listening and learning something and that you're recognizing the crazy. Yep. I will listen to you and I will speak to you. And if we can have respectful dialogue, that's what it's all about. And so it's refreshing. And that's one thing I love about TikTok is that you get to see things like that you probably like. I wouldn't see that in my normal life because I don't hang with people like that.
Right.
So yeah. It's nice to see. And I think that you're spot on with the whole ignorant thing and that, you know, people have a chance to learn and change and grow.
About a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I tell people that I'm like, I'm ignorant about a lot of stuff.
People want me to make videos on stuff. And I literally say, I don't know enough about that to make an intelligent comment or video. Here's other people that know what they're talking about. Go watch their videos. I'm not the right person to be speaking on that, but I'm willing to learn and read and try to understand it. But I'm not going to sit out here and pretend like I'm the expert on the Delta variant of COVID and tell you all about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not.
Nope, but I can point you to some videos.
Exactly. I can point you to subject matter experts and you can make the decision on if you think that they're credible or not.
Okay, so we're at 54 minutes, so I'm going to try to. And I put the most what I thought was going to be the most interesting part of the conversation last. So,
okay.
But real quick, I just wanted to put this up because I thought it took balls, and it's still Happy Pride Month or Pride Month. So I just wanted to mention it. And you can still go to summerscandle.com and get our little candle back here.
I'll have to do that.
It really does smell good, like legit. Like I'm not just saying that. It smells like Fruit Loops.
Ooh,
it legit
I like
smells
I'm a candle whore.
Yeah, so's Jen. So I have to order 2 before the month's up. But real quick, we had Carl. I think it's Nassib is how he says it. He's going to say it in the beginning of the video.
Okay.
But he is the first openly gay football player in the NFL now.
Yep.
So I just want to put it up because, like I said, I think it took some stones, and I respect the hell out of it. So,
what's up, people? I'm Carl Nassib. I'm at my house here in Westchester, Pennsylvania. Just want to take a quick moment to say that I'm gay. I've been meaning to do this for a while now, but I finally feel comfortable enough to get it off my chest. I really have the best life. I got the best family, friends, and job a guy could ask for. I'm a pretty private person, so I hope you guys know that I'm really not doing this for attention. I just think that representation and visibility are so important. I actually hope that like one day videos like this and the whole coming out process are just not necessary. But until then, I'm going to do my best and do my part to cultivate a culture that's accepting, that's compassionate. And I'm going to start by donating $100,000 to the Trevor Project. They're an incredible organization. They're the #1 suicide prevention service for LGBTQ youth in America. And they're truly doing incredible things. And I'm very excited to be a part of it, to help in any way that I can. And I'm really pumped to see what the future holds. That's all I have for you guys. I hope you have a great day. Work hard.
So if you support his message, maybe you can go head over to the Trevor Project and donate yourself. But I just, I respect the hell out of that. It was, that was a lot in 1 minute.
Yeah. Good Trouble just did a fundraiser yesterday. Unfortunately, TikTok was on some BS and kicked him off his live for doing it, but he raised over $12,000 for the Trevor Project yesterday too.
Awesome.
Yeah. He drew in Sharpie all over him to get the donation, so like good on him. But in Sharpie. Yeah.
Okay. I might let somebody draw my beard in with Sharpie. On my face like that. Okay. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was beautiful. And I want to just echo what he said at the end. I hope that those videos aren't even necessary. I just want to get to a point where everybody in our country can live authentically.
Yes.
Like we don't have to live the same way or agree on everything. Just be yourself. And hopefully we can find the things we do find common ground on and forget about the rest, man.
Well, and that's what makes us interesting. I don't want to agree with everyone. And I think we talked about this on my show, even within kind of like our own political groups. I don't want to just blindly be like, yeah, I agree with you in your messaging. That's boring. You don't grow that way. You don't learn that way. And I think no, go ahead.
People say that about Nikki and I, our show. They're like, you and Nikki don't ever disagree. I'm like, but we really just like, we naturally don't disagree on much.
Yeah.
Like even behind closed doors, like private conversations, like I can't even express to people, like we will text each other the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
And send it to each other. And it'll be like, when we literally go, well, that's weird.
Yeah.
Like Nikki and I are very similar when it comes to politics and how we approach things.
Yeah.
So, and we just found all the things that we click on and that's what we focus on, and yeah, it's interesting. But I've learned a lot from that relationship because Nikki and I have built it from nothing, like you said, from TikTok.
Yeah.
And we've just built it over the last like 8 months and we've gotten to know each other immensely in that process.
Yeah.
And, but the reason we started it was because we had that natural, like, we just agreed with each other and it was natural. And we didn't want a show that was always about her and I bickering back and forth.
No.
Like we've talked privately. We're like, if it happens, it happens. Like if we naturally disagree on a show and it goes down like that, cool. I think it happened one time, and it was very early on in our shows. But we decided we didn't want that kind of show. We didn't want it to be like negative all the time. Like the news and stuff that we were talking about in and of itself is negative enough.
Oh, it's it's already heavy enough.
Yeah, so you don't need any more added weight, from two hosts going at it,
No.
And then when you're interviewing people, like, what are you gonna do? Bad cop, good cop? Like, no. So, yeah, no. It's what is this?
Oh, the Houston Methodist Hospital stuff. Lord.
Yeah, that's what a mess that is. Okay. So we're at an hour, so I'm going to show this last part. Because I really want to talk about it because I thought it was crazy. Did you see the stuff that went on Oregon on June 18th?
I don't know if I did.
A lot of people didn't. And before I show this, I'm going to credit the videos, the next 3 videos. The video credit goes to Grace Morgan on Twitter. So before
I'm surprised my mom lives there. I'm surprised she didn't say anything to me. So this will be a surprise.
Even on Twitter, it didn't get much traction until I shared it. And even then, it's still not getting a ton. So I thought it was kind of crazy. To me, this is what I think Insurrection 2.0 is going to look like.
Oh, I saw you post this today.
Did you see it? Okay.
Yep.
So this is one of the videos, and then I'm going to show you the oath. Oh, I can't wait to show you this guy. Okay, so here's the first video. That's a lot of bear spray.
Wow.
So that was at a park in Oregon, and apparently the oath keeping group had rented the park out, and counter protesters, Antifa, whatever, they showed up, and it turned into that. And it got to the point where they literally, I guess, had to declare like a little riot in that area. So this is this was in the middle of all of that progressing. So this is one of the next steps.
Thank you. Put it up. Yeah, take a picture.
Fuck Antifa, bro.
Really?
Yeah, really. Fuck Antifa! Fuck Antifa! Yeah.
Bring it. Bring it.
Bro, you don't want none of me. You want some of me, bro?
Go ahead.
Do you? Do you want some of me?
Wait, let me get my mask on.
Get your mask on, bro. Like I need your fucking mask. You want some of me, bro? You want some of me? Go ahead.
Help! I'm being assaulted!
You want some of me, motherfucker? You want some? Bring it, dude.
Stop some.
Bring it. Bring it, bitch. Get the fuck away from me.
I must
Get the
stand
fuck
here with
away
your
from me.
fucking sign. You're the one.
Don't attack me, bro. Don't attack me. You talking to me? Yeah. Fuck you. Suck my dick, bitch. Right here. Come on, get the fuck out of here, motherfucker. Come on, what are you gonna do, bro? You fucking Nazi. Come on.
Yep, we're white supremacists. Yes, we are.
Look at his sparkling helmet.
Does Antifa really love us?
Yeah.
You really love America? Really? That's a fucking lie.
You don't even know what communist means.
You don't know what Antifa means.
Because you don't want to
Yeah, and Antifa means the exact fucking opposite, bro. The exact fucking opposite. I don't need nobody telling me my Black Lives Matters. I already fucking know it, dummy.
Did I say Black Lives Matter?
That is the best. They're all for it. Yeah.
Well, just so that Oath Keeper knows, Black Lives do matter. And I'm an American patriot, and Black Lives matter because we've taken the word back. So,
Oh shit.
I haven't seen that whole clip. I saw up to the point where he pushed him, and my blood is boiling.
Oh yeah. Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said to the dude in the car as he drove off? He said, "I'll cut you too."
Yep.
Like, okay.
I haven't confirmed, but I saw somewhere on, I can't remember, on the second post with the Oathkeeper guy, that he's not supposed to be in Oregon.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
And I have one more video, and when you're watching this, I want you to pay attention to what he has on his right hand. He has one of those gloves with the hard plastic pieces on so that he could beat somebody's face. It's the equivalent of having brass knuckles. So this dude's walking around looking for trouble.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, this is why I carry a gun when I go out now and canvas and do everything, because these people are crazy.
Yeah.
And they did this here in Sierra Vista. I've got video of them doing this exact same thing here in Arizona. Jeez. So trust me, not all Democrats hate guns.
Oh, no.
So
why? Because we're the ones that rented the fucking places, and you're gonna push us out of the park because of these pieces of shit?
Through the city. But you need to push them out.
Because of them, you fucking idiot.
Push them out.
They were the last ones there.
We will leave if they leave.
Rented.
Because we rented.
We rented it, and then they come here and guess what?
Right there, get that. Make sure you get that. Make sure you fucking get all my information right.
You are the problem.
Spell it right.
Dick between those legs, sweetheart.
So what they say is what matters, huh?
Yeah, I remember you.
Because they're going to say they'll leave and you just want to have their fucking way.
What's up, Bubba?
So
we rented it.
Why don't you come a little closer? Why don't you come a little closer?
What's the right? Everybody has to.
Come a little closer, Bubba.
So these birds can show up and make it a right.
All in a day. Why don't you come a little closer, Bubba?
like, what do we do with that? What do we do with that?
I don't know. I'm going to say it, and I'm not trying to shame anyone, but like, when's the last time any of them took a shower?
Oh,
you can come out here acting all hard and tough, and you look like you don't own a home.
Fair.
Is that why they're so angry?
I don't know, but like you said, I want the word patriot back. I want the flag back. I'm sick of the flag being associated with domestic terrorism and racism. This is like literally the sign said Antifa loves you. Yeah. Like that irritated you that much?
Well, and maybe I caught this wrong. Didn't he call the person in the car a Nazi?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, if you're anti-fascism, you're not a Nazi, guys. Like, this is what I'm saying. It all comes back to like this hypocrisy.
You know, I love that he's like, well, you clearly don't know what Antifa means.
Like, oh my gosh.
I always like when it's like, hey, do you remember D-Day when they stormed the beach of Normandy? Did you know that they were all Antifa?
Or I mean, even this whole 1776 thing, and they're like, we're bringing back 1776, and it's like, the Brits don't care about us, guys. You do understand that's what 1776 means.
Like, they don't care anymore.
We're already separated from the Brits. They're laughing at us.
It's the slavery and everything that they want to get back to, not necessarily the Brits. It's
the good old days, the family values while they all cheat on their spouses and party of projection, man.
With the black slaves.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Party of projection.
I'm telling you. So the last thing I'm going to show is our favorite. Oh wait, did I not upload it? I didn't upload it. It was a Jen Psaki video too. I know. I've totally screwed the pooch. All right. With that being said, we're going to end on that. So tell everybody real quick where they can find you again, and tell them about your awesome new podcast that I'm excited to see you continue.
Yes. So Getting Shiggy with it on TikTok. I also have a backup account because I frequently get banned. Actually, while we were watching one of the videos, I got a comment timeout for calling someone a baked bean. That was the comment.
Is that a derogatory word that I don't know?
Apparently. So apparently I pissed someone off enough by calling them a baked bean. So there's that. I'm on Twitter at the Shig Show, and on YouTube at the Shig Show, and then on Instagram at Getting Shiggy TikTok, and everything's linked in my link tree on my TikTok, so you don't have to remember any of that. Including I do have resources in my link tree to like Democracy Docket and ACLU Georgia stuff to help fight voter suppression. And I also have Anthony's GoFundMe to help save his farm. We're only $4,000 away, although I'd like to get a little over that because he needs a new tractor. So I'll be going live on Thursday on my YouTube channel and on TikTok at the same time. I'm going to try to figure that one out because I have more followers on TikTok to help raise some money on this Thursday.
Yes. So this Thursday, make sure we all tune in.
Yeah.
We have a farm to save.
We have a farm to save, and it's his house and his business. And he says it's the one thing that brings him joy. Although he did say, now that I have a relationship again with my son and my grandson, that's what brings me the most joy. And so that's really cool. And they came over and helped him do some farm work and such. But it is it's his livelihood. So hopefully we can save the farm.
Well, I think it's awesome that you're doing that. And thank you so much for being on the show. I can't believe it's been an hour and 10 minutes already.
I know.
Yeah, it's always a good conversation. It's always great to have you on. I'm sure it won't be the last time. So thank you. And to everybody out there, you know how much I love you. We don't have a voice without you. And I'll leave you as I always do with much love. Keep fighting, and make sure you check out the Marcus Flowers interview on my YouTube channel. We'll talk to you guys later.